Hello everybody. Next we shall discuss an important chapter, that is the steam turbine. This is a very important device in the thermal power plant mainly. Turbine we are using in the generation of power. When we are generating the power, that may be by using the high pressure jet of water or by using the high pressure jet of steam. When we shall use, that is the high pressure jet of water, that is in the hydropower station, that is known as the water turbine. And when we are using the jet of steam in the turbine, then it is known as the steam turbine. So steam turbines are mainly used in the thermal power plant for the generation of power. How a thermal power plant works and what are the different important devices, just we shall discuss in brief, then we shall go for the rest. You see this figure. In this figure, this part is the boiler, which we have already discussed, and we know the function of a boiler is to generate the steam. Also it is known as the steam generator. In the boiler we are firing the coal. So after firing the coal, the heat is generated and that heat we are utilizing to convert the water into the steam. So this heat strikes the water tube and water is inside these tubes. It flows in this manner. So the steam will produce here and that high pressure steam will go to the turbine in this direction. In this way, the steam enters to the turbine and it strikes the turbine blade and it will do some work so that the turbine shaft will rotate. Here in the turbine, there are two important parts inside this turbine. One is your nozzle and second one is your turbine blade. In the nozzle, first the steam coming out from the boiler that enters to the nozzle. The steam coming out from the boiler will have very high pressure, high temperature, as a whole high enthalpy, and that steam enters to the nozzle. And nozzles are of different types. We shall discuss later on. When the steam enters to the nozzle with high pressure, high temperature, high enthalpy, and the steam will come out with high velocity, that means high kinetic energy, low pressure and less enthalpy from the nozzle. That means the steam coming out from the nozzle will have very high velocity or high kinetic energy. That high velocity steam put impact on the turbine blade. Here these are the turbine blades. And all the turbine blades are mounted on the shaft of the turbine. This is the shaft of the turbine. So that this high velocity steam, when strikes the turbine blade, it will start rotate. These turbine shafts will start rotating. And the turbine shaft has coupled with the shaft of the generator. This is the generator shaft and this is your generator. So the turbine shaft and the generator shaft has coupled here. So when the turbine shaft will start rotating, then automatically the generator shaft will start rotating. And ultimately, what will happen? As the generator starts rotate, the power will develop and that power will go to the grid for the use. So here the steam generates in the boiler. That steam comes out as the superheated steam, which carries a high temperature, high pressure and carries high enthalpy, and that enters to the steam turbine. First stage in the steam turbine, it enters to the nozzle, then it strikes the blade. And after doing some work in the turbine, the steam will become weak. It will lose pressure, it will lose temperature, as well as it will lose its enthalpy. So at the end, the steam will become wet. And that wet steam will not have the heat energy. And that wet steam will go to the condenser. This is the condenser. The function of the condenser is to condense the wet steam into the water. It will convert the wet steam into the water. How? That wet steam will come in contact with the cold water. Through this pipe, we are passing the cold water. So that there will be indirect contact between the cold water and the wet steam. So that what will happen? That wet steam will convert it into the water and that will be deposited in the hot well. This is the hot well of the condenser. So that the wet steam converts into the water and that is known as the condensate. And that condensate will feed it to the boiler again by using the pump. The function of the pump is to pressurize the water to increase the pressure from the low pressure to the high pressure. So that the water which will be fed to the boiler with very high pressure, and in the boiler that high pressure water will absorb the water temperature or heat, so that the temperature of the water will increase. So at the end of the boiler, we shall get the high pressure, high temperature and high enthalpy steam, and that is superheated steam. So in this case, we have a boiler where we are increasing the temperature or improving the enthalpy. In the turbine, the heat or the enthalpy of the steam will be converted into the work, so that the turbine shaft will start to rotate. In the condenser, there will be heat rejection. That wet steam will reject the heat to the cold water, so it will convert into the condensate. And last, it is a pump. The function of the pump is to improve the pressure of the water into the high pressure. So this complete cycle is coming under the Rankine cycle. And this is very important in the thermal power station. And the pressure developed in this condenser is below atmospheric. And that can be done by using the air extraction pump in the condenser. So in this way, we are getting the power. Now we shall discuss in details. Let us discuss about the steam turbine. The steam turbine is a prime mover in which the rotary motion is obtained by the gradual change of momentum of steam. In the steam turbine, mainly we have two different important parts. One is your nozzle and second one is a turbine blade. And the nozzle in which the heat, that is the heat energy of the high pressure steam, is converted into the kinetic energy, so that the steam issues from the nozzle with a very high velocity. And in the nozzle, if we shall see, the steam enters with high pressure, high temperature, high enthalpy, and the steam comes out with very high velocity, slightly low pressure, slightly low temperature and low enthalpy. And if we shall see the construction pattern of a nozzle, it is of mainly three types. One is your convergent type of nozzle, second one is your divergent type of nozzle, and third one is your convergent and divergent type of nozzle. Mainly we are using the convergent and divergent type of nozzle for the thermal power plant. Now let us discuss one by one. In the convergent nozzle, the cross section of the nozzle gradually decreases continuously from entrance to the exit. But in case of divergent nozzle, the cross section of the nozzle gradually increases from entrance to the exit. But in case of convergent and divergent nozzle, the cross section of the nozzle gradually decreases from entrance to the throat, middle part is known as the throat, and again increases from throat to exit. This type of nozzles are widely used in steam turbine. You just see these three figures. This is a convergent nozzle, this is divergent nozzle, and this is convergent divergent type of nozzle. You see here, in the convergent nozzle, the cross section gradually decreases. In the divergent, cross section gradually increases. In convergent divergent nozzle, this is convergent part, this is divergent part. Here, this is the throat. So, here, this is the throat, this is convergent part, this is divergent part. This is here slightly mistake. Now, let us discuss the flow of stream when it is passing through the convergent divergent nozzle. The steam enters the nozzle with a very high pressure but low velocity. In the convergent part of the nozzle, there is a drop in pressure with a rise in its velocity. Also, during this period, there will be drop in enthalpy or the total heat of the steam. The drop of heat is not utilized in doing some external work, but it only convert into the kinetic energy. That means the steam which is entering to the nozzle, that will, in that case, the steam will come with very high velocity, that is high kinetic energy. In the case of divergent part, from throat to exit, there will be further drop in pressure of the steam and further rise in the velocity. So during this period, again there is the drop in enthalpy, which again converted into the kinetic energy. As a whole, the steam enters to the nozzle at high pressure, low kinetic energy and high enthalpy, but exit it with high kinetic energy or high velocity, low pressure and reduce